It is Thursday, August 6, 2020, and you are tuned into DIRTRACKR Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. The USAC National Midgets kicked off Eastern Midget Week last night at the Action Track USA in Pennsylvania. Chris Windom entered the night as the series points leader. 25 cars took time in qualifying, with Tanner Thorson going quick time, setting a new track record at 11.146 seconds. For the feature, it was Robert Dalby on the pole with Tyler Courtney to his outside. Courtney had a coil go bad in qualifying, but was able to get one lap in before it went south. He ended up sixth fastest, and so not a disaster for his night. At the green flag, Courtney was strong up top and jumped to the early lead over Dalby. Behind Courtney, racing through the top five was busy between Dalby, Buddy Kofoid, Tanner Thorson, Justin Grant, and others. There was trouble for points leader Chris Windom around lap 12. He got caught up in an incident with Dylan Welch and Kevin Thomas Jr. and was forced to the work area with issues with the front end of the race car. He would return to the race and finish 13th. It was only the second time this season that Windom has finished outside the top five. Once back green, Courtney was unchallenged out front. Tanner Thorson, Christopher Bell, and Buddy Kofoid put on a heck of a show for second behind him, with Thorson eventually taking control. At the end, it was Courtney taking his fourth win of the season over Thorson, Bell, Justin Grant, and Kenan McIntosh. Courtney's margin of victory at the end was over 3 seconds. The trouble in the feature for Windom, along with Courtney's win, means the points lead has been cut down now. Windom now leads Courtney by only 74 points. Tanner Thorson has moved into third, with Buddy Kofoid back to fourth and Kenan McIntosh in fifth. Eastern Midget Week continues tonight at the Bridgeport Speedway in New Jersey. You can watch all of the action live on Flow Racing. A wild moment in that race as well for Buddy Kofoid. As they were kind of battling in that second, third, fourth, he got kind of turned a little bit by Justin Grant, ended up having to cut through the infield. Pretty wild moment there for him. Speaking of USAC, the Silver Crown Series will kick off their 2020 season on Sunday at Sealands Grove Speedway, along with the Eastern Midget Week finale for the USAC Midgets. Following Sealands Grove, the Silver Crown Series will head to Salem Speedway on August 15th, Lucas Oil Raceway at Indianapolis on August 21st, DuQuoin State Fairgrounds on September 6th, Eldora Speedway on September 26th, and then Toledo Speedway on October 4th. That is obviously all subject to change depending on what's going on with the pandemic stuff, so keep an eye on the USAC website for more updates there. 24 cars are on the entry list for this Sunday's race, including defending series champion Cody Swanson, Brady Bacon, Kevin Thomas Jr., all-star standout Chad Kemenaugh is in there, Chris Windom, Logan Seavey, CJ Leary, Justin Grant, and a lot more. USAC has not appeared at Sealands Grove Speedway since 1971. Fans will be allowed at Sealands Grove, but if you cannot be there, you can also watch all of the racing live on Flow Racing. The World of Outlaws announced yesterday that sprint car driver Jeff Halligan has been suspended from all World Racing Group events for the remainder of the 2020 season. He's lost 1,000 points and also been fined $2,920 for a failed tire test following the July 23rd race at the Lincoln Speedway in Pennsylvania. Samples were taken from Halligan's right rear tire used in qualifying. At Lincoln, Halligan went quick time in his group, won his heat race, finished 6th in the dash, and started 6th in the feature before ending up 21st. Lincoln was Halligan's first World of Outlaws start in 2020. Again, the tire thing's just not something you can mess with. They usually say fuel tire engines are going to be the ones that bring down the most heat, and you saw that yesterday with Jeff Halligan's announcement. The USA Nationals at Cedar Lake Speedway for the World of Outlaws Late Model Series begin tonight and run through Saturday. Tonight is a full standard World of Outlaws show. Friday we'll have 2 rounds of heat races and the dash, and then Saturday will be B mains and the 100-lap 50,000 to win finale. Tonight also features USRA limited late models, while Friday and Saturday will be full shows for local late models. Chris Madden is the defending USA Nationals winner. He won last year over Tim McCready and Brandon Shepard. A strong contingent of late models are expected, including the Outlaw regulars and names like Jimmy Owens, Billy Moyer, Jimmy Mars, Bobby Pierce, Shane Clanton, and a lot more. The Outlaws raced at Cedar Lake back at the beginning of July, with Ashton Winger and Brandon Shepard getting victories on those nights. With names like Davenport, Madden, and McCready not expected to be in attendance, the DIRTRACKR.com analytics prediction formula likes Brandon Shepard tonight. In his last 3 starts at Cedar Lake, Shepard has finished 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Jimmy Owens finished 18th on the prelim night last year and 6th in the finale, so the formula doesn't have him super highly rated, but with the tear he's been on this year, expect him to be a factor as well, especially coming off that win win Tuesday night at the Beaver Dam Speedway. And a couple of other guys I like, Ashton Winger, with him getting the win, recently at Cedar Lake, and then Cade Dillard as well has been on a tear. There's a couple other guys to keep an eye on. You can watch tonight live on Dirt Vision, but coverage is separate from the Fast Pass, so keep that in mind if you want to watch tonight. We'll be back tomorrow with a recap plus more predictions for the weekend. The 30th annual 360 Knoxville Nationals also get underway tonight. Thursday and Friday are split field qualifying nights, with Saturday being the full slate of mains. The format is the standard Nationals format with points on the line, 6 cars inverted in the heats. Saturday's mains are lined up by points earned on the 2 different qualifying nights. You can find the full breakdown of the format at KnoxvilleRaceway.com if you would like to see that. The list of pre-entered cars is sizable and includes 51 on the entry list tonight and 53 on the entry list for tomorrow night. That's not necessarily how many cars will be there, but that's how many have pre-entered. Both nights will feature tough competition. Last year's champion, James McFadden, has made it over from Australia to try and defend his title in the Casey Kane Racing number 9. He was supposed to be in that 9 car all season this year, obviously, but with all of the travel restrictions, he hasn't been able to get over here, which is why we've seen Casey in the 9, but McFadden will be in the car this weekend. Tonight's field includes Kerry Madsen. Tim Schaefer will be in the Tony Stewart Racing 14, Sam Haverteep, Austin McCarl, Shane Golubic, Corey Eliason, Tim Kading, Brady Bacon, Aaron Reitzel, and a bunch more. Reitzel obviously already has a couple of wins at Knoxville this season already. Tomorrow we'll see Terry McCarl, McFadden, Joey Saldana, Brian Brown, Ian Madsen, Anthony Macri, Blake Hahn, and a bunch of other drivers as well there. Should be a really fun weekend, and you can watch all of the action live on Dirt Vision with your Fast Pass if you cannot be in attendance. We'll be back tomorrow to recap the racing and get you ready for a full weekend there. Also on the show tomorrow, we'll preview the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series weekend at Peevely for the Ironman 55. Sheldon Hudenshield is the defending Ironman 55 winner. I feel like we haven't talked about the Outlaws at all here recently, with this last weekend kind of getting rained out both nights. It seems like we've been a while since we've talked about the Outlaws, but we will get back into a little bit more of those conversations starting tomorrow. The points there are still super tight as well, but we'll get you ready for that full weekend on the show tomorrow. Bunch of shows on the streaming schedule for tonight. Like I mentioned, Dirt Vision has for the first night of the USA Nationals. They also have the first night of the 360 Nationals. Fast 4 Media has the continuation of Hyper Racing 600 Speed Week at the Greenwood Valley Action Tracks. Flow Racing, besides USAC 24/7, has the USAC National Midgets as part of Eastern Midget Week at Bridgeport Speedway. They've also got the IMCA Dirt Nights Tour at Kossuth County Speedway. Racing Dirt has US MTS Modifieds from 81 Speedway. And then Speed Sport has a pair of shows, weekly racing from Grand Rapids Speedway, and then weekly 360 Sprint Cars, Modifieds, and Outlaw Tuners from the Skagit Speedway in Washington. So plenty of stuff to watch tonight if you need a little dirt racing fix. If you want to see that full schedule, you can find that at DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight. So again, should be a fun weekend and a bunch of stuff we will talk about on the show tomorrow. That's it for today. Hope everybody has a good Thursday. You can find DIRTRACKR Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or where you get podcasts. Please subscribe and leave a review. You can also watch the show every day on YouTube and Facebook. You can email the show at info@dirtracker.com, and you can follow along at facebook.com/dirttracker, twitter.com/dirttracker, and the website itself, dirttracker.com. You can follow me personally on Twitter at Justin_Fiedler, and don't forget to sign up for the Dirt Tracker weekly newsletter. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hope you have a good Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow for more Dirt Tracker Daily.